Mabuhay! I am Cristina Patricia T. Delgado, but you can call me Miss Shaya. I am a second-year MBA student, major in Financial Management in Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Open University in Santa Mesa, Manila, in the Philippines. I aspire to be part of the future educators towards a better tomorrow. Therefore, I am here to share with you my research study. PUP has 25 campuses located all over the Philippines. Its main branch, PUP Manila, is located at the capital of the Philippines in SH Loyola Street, Sampaloc, Manila. Its strategic locations aspire to its vision to provide an affordable and quality education to every Filipino. Since 1987, PUP's pylon or triad of pillars stands for truth, excellence, and wisdom. My research is about financial indicators as predictors of UNDP's Human Development Index. If this topic will interest you in any way, please feel free to reach me via the following contact details. This study was inspired by these knowledge gaps that made it challenging to fully recognize the importance of financial indices, concepts of promoting in HDI and its positive relation. Further research is needed to fill these gaps and encourage awareness of their relationships. Therefore, this became my inspiration to pursue this study. A comprehensive definition of financial inclusion is lacking. The lack of a single definition for financial inclusion makes it difficult to observe and track its progress. Further research on financial inclusion and streamlining in financial inclusion's definition will help find the data that is beneficial for understanding financial inclusion and its effect on economic and human development. Third point is insufficiency of research about the impact of financial inclusion on HDI. Due to this, evaluating the benefits of financial inclusion and defending the expenditure on financial inclusion initiatives is challenging. We also have too little research on financial development and HDI, making it formidable to assess the value brought by financial development programs. Lastly, there's dearth of research between financial sustainability and HDI. Thus, it is challenging to identify the financial sustainability effects and support its projects. Thus, this study wishes to provide information through objectives of the study. It aims to describe the theory of economic convergence, its limitations, and empirical evidence. Also, it wants to find empirical evidence of financial indicators, such as predictors of Human Development Index. This study made use of the economic convergence theory. It is about nations with lower beginning levels of development having a tendency to overtake economies with higher levels of development over time. Moreover, this study proposes the possibility that certain financial variables, such as GDP growth rate, FDI inflows, government spending on healthcare and education, and poverty rate could act as predictors of the nation's HDI. As there is no single author of economic convergence theory, this study made use of 5. First is by Robert Solow and Swan. It is Solow-Swan growth model in 1956. It serves as a long-term economic growth model, and it looks at capital accumulation, labor or population expansion, and advances in productivity that are mostly fueled by technical advancement in an effort to explain long-run economic growth. In another study by Robert Burrows, he focused on the factors that affect economic growth and contributed to understanding why some countries grow faster than others. Additionally, It has also helped identify the policies and institutions promoting convergence. In a 1994 study by Paul Romer, he argued that the other factors that contribute to economic growth are technological innovation and human capital accumulation. However, instead of only focusing on external factors such as natural resources and capital growth, he played a significant contribution to opening the discussion for global policies and government to play a role in economic advancement. Romer has increased the knowledge of conditional convergence and significance of institutions and policies in creating and promoting convergence that economic growth is not solely based on external factors such as capital accumulation and natural resources. Rather, it is fueled by internal factors such as technological innovation and human capital accumulation. Next is a study made by Jeffrey Sachs in 2006. His research is about the role of institutions, geography, and international trade in economic development and convergence. Sachs explored how policies and external factors affect convergence between nations. He found that it can help economic drive growth by enabling new access to new markets and technologies. In his research, he helped understand the factors that contribute to economic development and has informed the policymakers to boost economic growth. The last theory is made by Philip Aghion and Peter Howitz about economic growth, explaining the process of innovation and the role it plays in shaping convergence dynamics. In their book, they made the case that business competition drives innovation at a rate that corresponds to economic growth. Companies are always looking for innovative ways to manufacture goods and services more effectively as a result of a competition. Innovation is produced by this competitive process, which stimulates economic growth. We now have a better understanding of why certain nations are able to sustain economic growth while others are unable to, thanks to Philip Aghion and Peter Howitz's research. This study made use of two methodologies. First is data mining. The researcher has gathered data from World Bank's websites. I have consolidated the data in one file, but different sheets per indicator. Lastly, I have combined all indicators in one sheet and saved only the recent data. The second methodology that was used was data elimination. It had two sub-steps. First was for indicators. Originally, the study had 28 indicators. The condition if the variable has less than 70% of data, then you have to remove it, resulting to 15 indicators left from the original 28. For the step 2 of the sub-step, it is used by elimination of countries. It used the condition if the country has less than 60% of data, remove, which resulted to decreasing the count of countries from 189 down to 71. These numbers are scientifically based, and 70% is the medium of accepted percentage. So the end result, we have 15 indicators left and 71 countries left. So the results and discussions. Earlier, I have said that the objectives of the study is to describe the theory of economic convergence, its limitations, and empirical evidence. Now we're going to answer them. So, the theory of economic convergence indicates that nations with lower beginning levels of development have a tendency to overtake economies with higher levels of development over time. Moreover, its limitations are as follows. Economic convergence will take time and can be disrupted by different delays, such as wars, natural catastrophes, and other occurrences. Also, economic convergence is unavoidable. Some countries may have been on top on their economic growth and development for a long time, while others are just beginning to grow or have been unable to escape poverty for extended periods of time. And lastly, economic convergence can benefit all countries involved instead of an equal stakes endeavor only. Moreover, the empirical evidence of this research are as follows. These are actually the five economic convergence theories that I have explained earlier. But to run through, these are Solo Swan growth model, Robert Barrow's research in 1990, and the endogenous growth theory by Paul Romer in 1980, Jeffrey Sachs' 2006 research about the role of institutions, geography, and international trade in economic development and convergence, and lastly, Philip Aghion and Peter Howitt's 1998 discovery about economic growth by the process of innovation and the role it plays in shaping convergence dynamics. The second aim of this paper is to find empirical evidence of financial indicators as predictors of human development. In this topic or in this research, I have used three financial indices, such as financial development, financial sustainability, and financial inclusion, as mediators of variables or indicators to financial indices of HDI. Financial inclusion is comprised of three variables: ATMs, commercial bank branches, and personal remittances received. Matthew and Sahu in 2018 found that the presence of branches and ATMs have a significant impact on financial inclusion. Moreover, Shihade and Liu in 2019 presented the branches as the main tool, the bank branches as the main tool for banking penetration. In 2015, Asongu and Ngachuku found that financial dynamics of debt, activity, and size improves inclusive human development, whereas the inability of banks to transform mobilized deposits into credit for financial access negatively affects human development. Next is the study made by Toxopius and Linsik in 2008 says that personal remittances has a positive correlation to human development. They have reviewed the impact of remittances in developing countries and found a robust positive effect on economic growth. The next mediator is financial sustainability. It is comprised of 6 variables: bank capital to assets ratio, bank non-performing loans to gross loans, inflation, official exchange rate, real interest rate, and total reserves. Gutierrez and Abad Gonzalez J in 2020 found that financial sustainability is positively correlated with the higher capitalizations, earnings, and liquid assets, while poor asset quality, such as high non-performing loans and inefficiency, impacts negatively on bank soundness. Redmond in 1980 also found that exchange rates found that they must surely provide a more suitable indication of the overall stability of a currency. Moreover, Busetti and Caivano found that the important factors of affecting the long-term movements of real interest rates are the evolution of total factor productivity. Next is Kian and Steiner found that total reserves study shows how it affects the maturity of external debt. This acts as fast money for the government to secure unanticipated emergency. Next is financial inclusion. It has 5 components: broad money growth, deposit rates, net inflows of foreign direct investments, and total international migrant stock. According to Jenkins and Katrioglu, The study reveals that financial development, as measured by broad money, international trade, and real income, are growth are co-integrated, thus a long-run equilibrium relationship can be inferred among these three variables. Moreover, Ngosa and Agbelyu and Saibu confirms that financial development and foreign direct investment have statistically significant causal influence on economic growth. Moreover, net migration affects human development through financial inclusion by demographics. In 2017, Park and Mercado said that the estimation results of their study show that per capita income, rule of law, and demographic characteristics significantly affect financial inclusion for both world and Asian samples. Moreover, Lysenkova and Merritt studied that the modest levels of net migration driven by higher levels of immigration are associated with considerably higher levels of economic growth. Also, Razin and Swagel said that it affects positively in a stylized model of migration and human capital formation. Also, Gunning stated that by helping the financial industry to become more resilient, in the short run, it responds to more permanent shocks, and current wages and employment rates respond more to transitory ones. Also, Arvin and Nair stated that increasing the inflows of foreign direct investment in the short run have propelled economic growth, which in return has strengthened the role of financial development and international trade to sustain economic growth in the region through feedback effects. So overall, net migration could be affected by the three mediators, such as the financial development, financial sustainability, and financial inclusion. So the empirical evidence of financial indicators as predictors of human development index was stated by Ha, J. Ivanova A, Onsorg F, and Unsal in 2019. They found that lower and more stable inflation has often associated with better growth and development outcomes, partly by reducing uncertainty, fostering a more efficient allocation of resources, and helping preserve financial stability. Also, Metacania and Moyo and Jeke clearly stated that financial inclusion has a positive effect on human development. So again, financial development, financial sustainability plus financial inclusion equals financial indices as predictors of HDI. So flashing in your screen right now are the references of my study. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my research, and I hope that through this, I have inspired something in all of you. God bless us all. Thank you.